All right, family. How's everybody's Friday going? This is the Awareness Channel. My name is TC, and check this out. My nephew asked me one time, as an elder, what are the secrets to making it through some of the toughest years of your life? Give me some wisdom. Give me some cheat codes, he said. Give me something. And I was like, shit. I'm looking at him, right? And I'm thinking, shit, he doing better than I was when I was 45, 50. And he is. But he still feel like he's struggling. And so, yeah, he still feel like he's struggling. And so I I told him, I said, yeah, you going through some of the toughest years in your life, nephew, but there ain't no secrets. You just got to keep struggling. You got to keep pushing through. So he said, yeah, okay, I understand, blah 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 blah, but there's got to be something. There's got to be something. I'm like, okay, well, I'll do this. I lay out the strategy I used when I was going through that period of my life, and it went something like this. I would I was living in upstate New York, so it was cold, and I had just come off a big move. I moved from Utica to Syracuse. This was right around 2000, 2001, early 2000s, and so shit started happening. My mom passed away. I had to come to Florida a couple times. Shit started happening, so I started using money that uh, was meant for one thing for something else. I'd always pay my rent, and I had a little bit of a rental income, but and I was working, of course, but I was still barely keeping my head above water. So anyway, um, push came to shove, and I almost had to get a second job. So I was like, shit, I don't want to have to. And then I saw a way out of the situation. I got a windfall from somewhere. I think a drill team check came in, and I was able to keep myself caught up, so I didn't have to take a second job, but I was still struggling. So eventually, I'm basically treading water, and I'm right where my nephew is, and I'm thinking there's some kind of secret or some shit somewhere that they're not telling me that I can't get ahead. So then, life moved on. I'm still treading water all through my late 40s until I said, fuck this, I got to take a new direction. I made a conscious decision to fix my problem. And this problem was not being able to save money and always just barely making it, that problem. So what I did was, because I'd even taken out some credit, I bought a car. So what I did was, I sat down, I wrote all the old bills and old debt that I had out so I could see it. There was my old house on there that I didn't have anymore. There was a car on there. There was a bunch of old crazy credit on there. What I could pay off, I paid off. What I couldn't pay off, I included in a bankruptcy. So I did a bankruptcy. Cool. Got rid of all of the old shit. So I was basically starting from scratch. Only this time I had better knowledge of how the credit system worked. So I broke my bills down to five basic things that I knew I needed every month. Simple motherfucking budget. You dig me? I had my rent, I had my utilities, I had my car insurance, and I had my car payment, and I had to have food, groceries. And I stayed just that basic for, I don't know, 3 or 4 years until I was able to see where I was getting closer and closer to running in the black. And I also created some new income streams. That's another thing you got to do. You got to have more than one income stream. You got to have more than one income stream. So I put more time into work because I was working at the supermarket at that time when I was struggling. So I moved the supermarket shift to nights. And then I took a job with the school district. School district had me uh, 37 hours a week, basically full time. I dropped the supermarket hours to like 25, 24, 25 hours a week. The school district paid my big bills, my rent, my car insurance, blah, blah, blah. And I kept the supermarket to cover my child support. So I took and created another income stream through my drill team efforts, and one more through another drill team program at Southwest Community Center and at one of the local elementary schools. So that created four income streams. So when people hear me say I had four jobs, that's what I'm talking about. The after school programs, which is what these drill teams were, ran on different nights. But I still made $75 an hour for each one of them. So it came up to about $300 a month. I had that coming in. And the Southwest Community Center paid me a flat $150 a month. And then they started bumping it up to shit. From them I was getting $800-900 checks from Southwest Community Center. And then I created another income stream with the drill team because I got with the 100 Black Men of Syracuse. And they sponsored us. They bought uniforms for the kids. They paid me $275 appearance fee every time I drilled for them. So those were my income streams. And I kept doing that. And I was able to dig myself out of the hole. Before I knew it, it was getting close to time for me to collect one of my pensions. I had a pension coming at 55 from an old job. Boom, that kicked in. That was another $260-80 a month. Should have been more than that, but that company went bankrupt and they had to sell their pension plan to an insurance company, and that's what I got. So that's cool, but it was another income stream. So the point is, create a bunch of income streams. Make your side hustle pay a little bit of money, but have a foundational job so you got insurance, so you can go to the doctor. You know what I mean? And you have Social Security points when you do retire. So you got to do that. That's the part that a lot of young cats don't get. You got to have that basic fucking job, and you got to hold on to it. Whatever it is. If it's truck driving, if it's warehouse work, if it's retail, whatever it is, you got to get it. Don't matter how little it pays. It ain't about the pay. You're making money through your side hustles and your other income streams. You dig me? That's how the fuck I did it. And then I kept chugging along like that until I finally got into black. Before you know it, I got a little G stack in the bank. The next thing you know, I got 4 or 5 racks in the bank. Next thing you know, I'm doing pretty good, and I can see where I'm headed, and I don't worry so much. You know what though? On the topic of worrying, you can't worry. You just got to keep pushing, and you got to make cutbacks, and you got to bring your shit down to the bare minimum of what you need. And now, I'm gonna say this too. In this day and age, shit is tough. There's no way you can live on just one paycheck and save money and progress the way you should. You're just gonna be paying rent and spinning your heels. You got to create a route or a strategy for moving forward. You fucking have to. It's got to be something largely dependent upon yourself. You gotta have to create that income stream from somewhere. You know what I mean? And stay with it. Don't expect it to make a bunch of money for you in the beginning. Like, but just have it there so that you can build upon it, because eventually it will pay off. If it's a good side hustle, I mean, if it's some bullshit, I mean, it's some bullshit. And don't be out there scamming no people and thinking you're gonna make money. No, some service or some product that you create that people want, or yeah, some service or whatever that people want that you can provide, some problem you can solve for people. I mean, there's all kinds of shit out there. Mobile mechanic. Me, I create, artwork for people. So that's my little side hustle now. But yeah, man, and that's how you get out of that shit. That's the cheat code. That's it right there. And that's all I could give a young person now struggling through this time period in their life. Regular everyday people now. I'm not talking about motherfuckers who, you know, making 100K a year and all of that old bullshit. Because that's not what most people make anyway. I'm talking to regular people struggling day to day, going through it, trying to make sense of what Donald Trump and the Republicans are doing. It's crazy. But anyway, that is it for now, y'all. Thanks for coming by, checking me out, listening to me talk my shit. I'll catch y'all on the next one. TC, and I'm out. Peace.